Hello, I am Pavitra Jitko. Our task is to examine how social media affects students by looking at the effects of frequent comparison and unattainable standards. For this assignment, data collection is needed. Among the data to be gathered is the amount of time 66 students spend on social media.
Hi, my name is Dharma, and I'll be talking about the data categorization for this assignment. So firstly, the data is categorized into discrete and continuous quantitative data, ordinal and nominal qualitative data. Following Sturck's rule, we produce a frequency distribution table with class intervals, frequencies, boundaries, midpoints, and the product of midpoints and frequencies, fx. We then produce a histogram with frequencies on y-axis, class boundaries on x-axis, frequency polygon with frequency on y-axis, midpoint on x-axis, and OGIF with cumulative frequency on y-axis and class boundaries on x-axis. By using these graphical representations, we can further understand the frequent use of social media among Gen Z students.
Hi, I am Hadwan and I'm going to talk about measure of central tendencies. These are values that show where the middle of our data is. We mainly use three of them, the mean, mode, and median. In our study, we found that the mean duration for Generation Z to spend their time on their social media is about 4 hours a day. We calculated this by adding up all the durations and then dividing by the number of students. So, on average, Generation Z will spend 4 hours per day to scroll on social media. It gives us an idea of how important social media is to this generation.
Hi, I'm Yu Xing Yi. I will discuss the median. Median is the middle value of all the data. In the other word, it represents a middle point when all the data is lined up from smallest to largest. To calculate the median, we use the formula median equal to L plus n divided by 2 minus capital F divided by F times C. In our case, to find the median that how frequently does Z generation's university student use social media platform, we sub that L equals to 2.5, capital F equal to 13, F equals to 24, N equals to 67, and C equals to 2 into the formula, and we get that the median is 4.208 hours, which means that half of the students use social media platform less than 4.208 hours, and half of the students use more than 4.208 hours per day. Thus, by understanding the median, help us to get a clearer picture of how frequently does Generation Z university student use social media platform.
Hello, my name is Aina, and I'll be discussing the mode. When data has been grouped in classes and a frequency curve is drawn to fit the data, the mode is the value of x corresponding to the maximum point of the curve. The class which has the highest frequency is called as model class. The mode is the most frequently occurring value in a dataset. So, in our study, we calculated the mode by using the formula of mode is equals to the lower boundary of model class plus the frequency difference between the model class and the class before it over the sum of the frequency difference between the model class and the class before it with the frequency difference between the model class and the class after it times size or class width of the model class. After calculated, we got the value of 4.83 hours, or we could round it off to 5 hours. This means that the most common amount of time spent on social media among students is around 5 to 6 hours. Identifying the mode could help us to understand the most typical time spent on social media among our peers and can be valuable for making recommendations for a healthier screen time for them.
Hi, I am Izzati Umaina, and now it is my turn to discuss the measure of dispersion. Measures of dispersion are important for describing the spread of data, or it is the variation around the central value. In our case, we are interested in the influence of social media, which is exploring constant comparison and unrealistic standards of Generation Z university students. As we know, variance and standard deviation are two common measures of dispersion used for datasets, which is variance is a measurement of the spread between numbers in the data set. So basically in this case study, the variance is 2.34 hours. It quantifies the variation in our data set, and it is showing us how much students frequently use social media platform from the average using social media of 4 hours.
Hi, I'm Lim Wei Shen, and now moving on to standard deviation. To get it, we square root the variance which we got before this to get 1.53. And this will be in the unit of hours, just like our data. And just like variance, standard deviation is used to measure the spread of our data. So getting 1.53, that is considered quite high, and it shows the vast difference of hours spent on social media between individuals. So to conclude our findings, I've made two tables. The first one shows the relationship between hours on social media and insecurity level. So generally, the higher the hours spent on social media per day, the higher the level of insecurity. And on the second table, we can see that the higher the hours on social media, the more likely someone is to compare themselves with others. So in short, we have to limit our time on social media because it can bring negative effects to ourselves. It can increase our insecurity levels and also create unrealistic expectations in ourselves. Therefore, we have to have a strong mindset and realize that a lot of things on social media are all sugar coated and we only see the good parts.